Hi, I'm Louisa Higgins, and thank you for joining me for Easy Arts for Everyone. And if you haven't already, please subscribe because we're generating videos on a regular basis and they'll come right to your inbox when they arrive. So today we're switching gears a little bit and we're going to really focus on social and emotional learning. And today's lesson is doing a collage, a mask collage that's going to feature an emotion. So when I say social and emotional learning, that's really helping students to express themselves and be creative and to achieve a sense of well-being through their art making. So that's very important. And we're going to be expressing a particular emotion through our art piece, and we're going to use colors and shapes to do that effectively. And it's so great for students to know how to be able to do that, to access their emotions, to recognize what they are, and then be able to cope appropriately. So when I talk about emotions, I'll just give you a short list of some that you could work with. You have happy, or angry, or pride. You could do surprise, sad. That just gives you a couple of ideas. And so if you've decided on a certain emotion that you're going to do your mask with, then you're going to work with the features on the face. So what are the different components of your face and how do they react depending on how you're feeling? So a really strong sign of how someone is feeling can be their eyebrows. So when you get surprised or happy or excited, your eyebrows tend to go up. But if you were upset or angry, they would go down and kind of come close together if you're frowning. So eyebrows are one feature that we can work with in creating our mask. Also the eye shape. If your eyes are wide open and you're happy and excited, your eye tends to be open and expressing that. But then if you're closed down and you're starting to feel upset, your eyes might get smaller and you could express that maybe in a rectangle with a smaller eyeball happening. That really shows what's going on. The mouth, of course, has a lot to do with it. So you could have a downturned, unhappy face. You could have a great big smiley face or a surprised face. Might have a circular expression. So these are the different shapes that we can work with. And I've done this project with as young as 5, and I've also done it with adults, and it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna make one real quickly ourselves. And so I have some really simple materials because I'm a strong believer that it doesn't need to be expensive to be fun and creative. So we have just basic construction paper. There's a couple of glue choices here, just Elmer's white glue, a glue stick, or rubber cement, which I really like for younger children. And then so you have your bigger pieces of paper, and I found this in Michael's. It's smaller pieces of paper, but then of course you can cut up the colors you want. And with little children, you can pre-cut some shapes for them. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this basic piece of construction paper so that it's squared up. I'll pop that up here. So that is the face, is the square. And I'm just going to, I'm feeling very happy today, so I'm going to make a happy face. And so the eyebrows on this face are going to be high. I'm just going to cut them. And collage is when you are adhering paper on paper like this. And so I actually poured some glue into a little tub, and I'm using a brush to brush it on in the interest of time. So there's my eyebrows. And here's the other one. And those are kind of an arch shape. And you'll notice they're slightly different color, and that's okay because this is my art piece and I want it to be colorful. And I think I'm going to do a great big yellow mouth. Now you could also draw what you want to do before you cut it out, but I'm just going to kind of wing it and be looser about it. So is that too big for no, that actually fits. That's a great big smile. And I'm going to put it all the way across this particular mask. That's a big, broad, happy expression. Kind of wide. And then if I'm focusing on shapes, and that's really great for younger kids, I can say, well, let's work with a triangle. And so I'm going to do a little triangle nose. So there's a little triangle nose. And then this mask needs some eyes. So I'm going to do some eyes. And I'm going to make these more More circular, but not circles. There we go. There's one. And let me cut the other one. But you would be amazed how fun this is and how, without a lot of planning, but just focusing on what the emotion that you want is, how great these turn out. And everybody will have a different take on it. And you can add. You could have hair coming around the side, or a chin, or cheeks. So you can really add to your expression on your mask. And so I'll show you a couple others that I did as samples. So this is another happy little mask that I created. And then this one I was going for a little bit more of a stern expression. This is maybe angry, the eyebrows are fired up, and they're more like lightning bolts and so forth. So I encourage you to have fun with it. Put the music on so that you relax. And you just have real simple materials, colored paper, scissors, and glue, and you go from there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.